little coffeeholics. It's Saturday, technically Sunday, that's when this is recorded. But you know what time it is. Go ahead and grab your coffee. I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that. Alright, and if you haven't grabbed it already, that means you don't have a cup right next to you, which means that you're failing. And I am ashamed of you for that. Obviously, you know that's a joke. Either way, it is now time for the next episode of Coffee with Contin. I believe this is episode 18. So let's go ahead and take a look and verify what actual episode we are on here. And yes, as a matter of fact, I actually had that right to start off with. This is, in fact, episode 18. So, as you can tell by the video, this is going to be a little bit different. The image you saw as the thumbnail said, Royal Vintage, life is a gift, love opens it up. That was taken off of a gift given to me by my wife for our 5-year anniversary. Now, initially, what we were going to do was we were going to go and get brand new rings for us to wear. However, things obviously took a drastic left turn. She had to go and tend to her sister. Her sister is not doing well, and this may, in all honesty, wind up being the last time she gets to see her sister while her sister remembers who she is. Not sure of exactly what is going on with my sister. I will not name her, but the wife is not exactly over it yet. I apologize if I'm coming out a little bit low sounding. I literally just got off of work less than half an hour ago, actually less than 20 minutes ago, and I'm a little bit tired. Not like I need to sleep tired, just tired. I have found out that I have a very short lifespan for a battery when it comes to forcing myself into an uncomfortable mental state. I love helping other people. Anybody that knows me on a personal level will be able to tell you that. But honestly, it drains me, especially when I'm not used to being the happy-go-lucky individual. I try to remain positive because that's not going to do anybody any favors if I'm not. But I'm sure that everyone listening to this can relate. Sometimes it's just very hard to remain in a positive mental state, especially when you're being given nothing but negativity. That is something I have struggled with my entire life. Initially, it stemmed with my family. Always being ignored or just outright told my opinion doesn't matter, which happened frighteningly more than it should have. I will leave it at that. But that's not what tonight's coffee session is going to be about. I'm not going to be sitting here and forcing you guys to listen to my woe is me, pity me story. As I've said in previous episodes, I don't like putting my problems on other people. That is my burden to bear, and I'm not going to ask anybody that is close to me to share that burden. It is, in my opinion, it's unfair of me to ask that of other people. I'm supposed to be the one that's helping others. So, we're just going to go ahead and move right along. 4.5 minutes is already way too long to have spent talking about that. Anyway, as I pointed out, you noticed the logo for the thumbnail from Royal Vintage, and I told you that this was a gift from my wife for our 5-year wedding anniversary. Now, just the logo alone is beautiful, and it has a very strong message right there to begin with, first and foremost. Life is, in fact, a gift, and the only way to truly appreciate that gift, the only way to truly comprehend everything that it has to offer, is through love. You will never know true happiness. You will never know true companionship. You will never know true love unless you open your heart to somebody. And now, I know there are multiple people, at least I'd like to hope there are multiple people listening to this right now that do have a significant other or someone special to them that they can share day-to-day things with. And I am specifically looking at you, Mark and Jen from the Poker Couple, and I'm looking at you, Lillian, because I know you have your son, who I definitely look at as my grandson. And he's more than welcome to call me that. He's more than welcome to call me granddad, or you know me. I prefer the term pop-up, being Italian and all that. But anyway, before I start rambling, bear with me just a second here. Alright, so a bit of a jump cut with that. Just had a little bit of a coughing fit, nothing bad or anything like that. But I get them all the time. I didn't want you to have to be forced to listen to that. You've already heard me cough multiple times in the video. That one was a bit of a drier cough, and definitely that would have been far worse. I've been getting them tonight. I don't know why. Could be the sudden change in the weather, with how frequently things have been changing in temperature. Just a couple of days ago, it was down in the low 40s. Now, as of the last couple of days, it's been in the 80s. And right now, it's probably close to the low 50s at the moment. I think that's the low temperature that we were expecting today. But getting back to the point here, I'm going to be unveiling, in a manner of speaking. I already know, obviously, what's inside the box. But I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what the wife gave me for our anniversary. So let's go ahead and move you. And you can see that pretty little logo there now. So let's go ahead and open her up. It says, thank you for all the special things you do. Now, before I actually show the contents of the box, anybody that knows me knows that while I am not what can be considered a heavy drinker, I do enjoy a bit of alcohol every now and then. And there is nothing that could better... what's the word I want to use here? Better showcase just how well my wife knows me. So let's go ahead and open this up here. What you see is that she got me a very gorgeous decanter and effective, I would almost want to say a Scotch set. And humorously, while you can almost expect to see this in any gamer's inventory of things that they carry around to events, whether it be for D&D or for Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, that kind of thing. This is in fact not a dice bag, despite the outward appearance. This, I don't know the official term for it, but effectively it is they're gorgeous stone cubes, effectively speaking. Like if you want to chill them to cool off a drink, or for whatever reason, if you want to heat them up to keep a drink warmer, which on a very cold night, which I would assume was going to be a very good thing. So, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and put these right back here. I do not want to lose any of them. it will be my luck that I actually would do so just by showing you guys what's going on. I will wind up losing one of them. So that's going right back in its little home here. And I'm actually going to do that without looking through the camera because I will get confused as to exactly what I'm doing. So this actually is going to be the first time that I'm looking at these cups close up. And if I'm not mistaken, that is actually a Scotch glass, which is very gorgeous. I am probably not going to be using these for anything anytime soon. I might use them on the wife and I's next anniversary. Anybody who knows me knows that 6 is my lucky number, so using a gift this gorgeous on our 6th wedding anniversary, I can't think of anything more fitting. So this part here is going to be a bit of a struggle to get out, so I'm going to hold you for a minute while I get it loose, and then I will be right back. Alright, so less of a struggle than I thought it was going to be. I did kind of push it back down a little bit, but I'm weird like that. So as you can see, it is a gorgeous heavy decanter. And we have the lid for it right here. This is literally the first time that I'll be pulling the lid out. Bear with me. I feel like an idiot. Get a nice, beautiful close-up of my hand there. Alright, there we go. So you get to see the decanter lid here. Solid glass, it feels like. And very oily feeling. I'm assuming that it's for the purpose of making sure that it does not like chafe or rub or anything like that with the foam. Very nicely I can't think of the word that I was trying to use there. Very precisely, there we go, very precisely cut foam. And it looks like, from what I'm seeing here, and I'm hoping you can see pretty well, is the fact that it looks like it's multiple layers put together. Either way, very, very gorgeous box. Love the design. It's got all over it. Very thick, sturdy lining foam for it to keep it in place and keep it safe. Alright, there we go. Now this, however, is effectively the only thing I really looked at in detail when it came to the set that she gave me, and shows exactly how she sees me. Sorry to tell you, Mark, but according to my wife, I am the world's most amazing, world's best husband. Sorry about your luck, buddy, but as it says, I'm one of a kind. Now, my son Blue, he and I are actually going to be filming an episode of Coffee with Contin at some point together. He has already agreed to do so for me, and you all will actually get to meet him, pseudo-meet him, firsthand, and see exactly what kind of a little craphead he actually is. But as I've said before, I love my son and I wouldn't trade him for anything. So I'm actually going to go ahead while I'm talking. I'm going to put this back in its designated spot for the time being, right here on the other side of my office, where all of these are filmed. So yes, that is the absolutely gorgeous liquor decanter set that Mrs. Draco... Actually, now that I think about it, that is literally the first time I've called her anything but wifey when I'm talking about her. Yeah, Mrs. Draco seems like a fitting title for her. Sorry, you're back to the stereotypical blackness on the videos here for a moment, at the minimum. But that is kind of all I really have to go over on this one. that is, as I said, that's the gift that Mrs. Draco gave me for our 5-year wedding anniversary. And you will be getting to pseudo meet Blue at some point in the near future. I don't know when I'm going to be filming that particular podcast. However, I will keep you all informed. Obviously, you're gonna know before anybody else once that decision has actually been reached. But yeah, not really a whole lot to go over. And again, Coffee with Contin is never really all that long of a podcast anyway. You all know that. I'm not really big on random talks like this, although I do appreciate all of you that have been listening for the past 17 episodes prior to this. 18 technically, because of the Christmas wishes episode that I did. That was the initial spark for Coffee with Contin. But yeah, the time that I've spent talking with you guys, as I'm sure you have noticed, has exponentially risen with each passing video. Christmas wishes was, I think, all of 4.5 to 5 minutes in length. And now this is already well past 10 minutes. And these usually tend to range anywhere from 15 to 30. I don't really want to sit here and ramble this entire time. That is definitely something I've been getting better about, thanks to you guys just sitting and listening for me. So I am going to go ahead and leave it here. Actually, no. There is one other thing I will be showing you guys while I have you with me. Bear with me, it's going to be a bit of a struggle getting this into frame correctly, because this will be the first time since this was given to me that I'll be taking this off. The only other times that this will be coming up, well, technically speaking, the first time that it's been taken off for anything other than showering, I should say. This is a special gift given to me by my sister-in-law. I know you're not going to be able to read it because of the lighting in here and how faint some of the text is, but this is a very special pendant that was given to me by my sister-in-law, and I'm struggling to read it myself. It says, "I never quit, I never back down, I am a wolf." Now, the reasoning behind this was that my sister-in-law, this was the most meaningful thing she could think of, because it is something that she almost never took off herself, and she wanted to pass this on to me for taking care of her younger sister. And honestly, it is a gorgeous pendant. As I said, the only time this will ever be coming off, other than right now, because I wanted to be able to share with you guys, to be able to show you. And actually, you can actually read that fairly well. I didn't think the lighting was going to be able to allow you to see it that well. But this is in fact the only time, other than showering, that this pendant is going to be coming off of me. It is something very special from my sister-in-law. I've never actually gotten a chance to meet her in person. I've talked to her all one time over the phone. She got to see me through a video call because of an accidental button press by my wife. But there is very little that I would not do for that woman. As it is, I will not go into detail as to the exact... what's the word I want to use here? Into detail about the exact circumstances. But with recent things that have been brought to light for me, I'm going to be honest. I've never liked my sister-in-law's husband. He has always seemed very narrow-minded and uncaring of others, which is ironically a very stark contrast to me. I come off as very brusque and very abrasive at first, but anybody that knows me knows that if I consider you to be a friend or I consider you to be family, there is very little I will not do. I will give you the shirt off my back. I will give you the food off of my table. I will give you the drinks out of my refrigerator. I cannot stand this man. There is not a single thing in this world that he can do to ever earn my respect. Just as while my wife and my son have gone on about my son's biological father and who he used to be, all I know of the man is what I have seen myself in person. We decided to be very much into the spirit of this season, and our first Christmas together, we actually opened our home and allowed him to join us for Christmas morning. Anybody that celebrates Christmas knows that Christmas is nothing but being able to give and spread joy and cheer and to be with family. Hallmark and all the other big companies out there can say whatever they like. They can do what they like to try and change the meaning of Christmas. Christmas is about giving to others and doing for those less fortunate, and giving of yourself, of your time, and anything that you have a means to part with that you don't actually need, to give to those who are in need. What better way to celebrate that than by inviting a man who effectively gave up everything because of his own stupid choices. But I digress. I'm getting a little bit on the vindictive side, and I don't want to do that to you guys. So, fast forwarding to the point, things did not get physical or anything like that. And mind you, I was ready at any given moment to defend my home. However, Mrs. Draco did that by herself. After all the crap that the man put her through the years, I felt it was her right to defend herself and to finally stand up to him. I may, although I may not at some point in the future, go into more detail about that. Although I will be, if it is something I'm truly considering, I will talk to her first and see what all she feels comfortable with me sharing. Even though I'm not giving out identifying information of any sort, it is still something I would feel more comfortable about with her blessing on first, as I'm sure you can all understand. But yeah, I kind of, throughout all that, still have the rambling tick, because I honestly don't remember exactly what it was that I was getting, what point I was getting to there. No, actually I do know. My sister-in-law's husband. There is nothing that this man will ever be able to do to earn my respect, just like Blue's biological father. I only know them. I've met Blue's biological father, and for lack of a better way to put it, the man is a shitbag. End of story. I don't know what happened during his time overseas in the military in Egypt, but apparently he caught some kind of a brain parasite. I don't know. Personally, I don't care. I judge a man by what he does, how he acts, and who he is, and he has done nothing to earn my respect. I will simply leave it at that, because I'm not going to sit here and badmouth him more than I have already, and that is simply out of respect for Blue more than anything else. My sister-in-law's husband, however, is a completely different story. That man is not worth the probably close to 450 pounds of flesh that are wasted on him that could have easily been used to make 2-3 other people at minimum. He is a very disturbing, disgusting individual from everything I've learned about him. And as it is, like I said earlier, you all know me well enough to know I will give the shirt off my back for somebody. It's to the point that if we could afford it, we would have already moved my sister-in-law down here to live with us. Her husband is a piece of crap. Her son that lives with them is a piece of crap. As it is, once we move, we're actually considering moving somewhere where we can keep an eye on my sister-in-law's daughter. She has her own kids, and we definitely want to be close by so that she has family that can help her in time of need. Because, while you're not required to like your family, you do have to love them. At the end of the day, they are a family, and they may treat you like crap. I grew up with 3 older sisters. I was treated like crap my entire life. But Lord help anybody outside of our family that tried. That was where all the petty squabbles of sibling rivalry were thrown to the side, and we showed exactly the fact that we were a family. I don't speak highly of my sisters often, except for my oldest sister, who is an amazing individual. She, in a very dark time in my life, showed me a way out and is ultimately the reason I met my wife. So while my sisters will very likely never hear these podcasts, you know what? I wasn't even thinking I was going to be going over my siblings at any point in this video, so I don't even have a pseudonym for my oldest sister. I'm just my oldest sister. If for any reason you've actually stumbled across this and you know the screen name and that it's me, I want to thank you. You have been a blessing throughout my entire life and have helped me to grow, become an adult. But the other 2, I don't generally praise them for anything. Both the youngest and the middle of my older sisters are mothers. Sometimes I wonder why the one is. It makes no damn sense to me. She is too close-minded for her own good, and I pray that that changes. But they are, at the end of the day, they are my sisters. I love them. I don't like them very much, 2 of them, but I do love them. And for a lot of the crap that they've gone through and survived, I have a lot of respect for them. But the 2 of you could have treated me a lot better growing up. There was no reason for some of the crap that you put me through. Crap that I'm still dealing with over 20 years later. God, almost over 30 years later, as a matter of fact, if I'm going to be honest about it. That being said, the whole point of this video is life is in fact a gift, and love is the only thing that will allow you to truly appreciate and experience it to the fullest. So whether it be a husband, a wife, a son, a daughter, a brother or a sister, if you got somebody special in your life, don't let the day end without telling them that you love them or giving them a big hug. Life is far too precious to not enjoy it, to not live it, to not experience the true joy that a loved one can offer. Now, it's been a while since I've done this, but I actually have the clear question of the video for you guys. What I want you to do is I want you down in the comments below to share what your favorite gift is that you've received. And if you are actually still listening at this point, I want you to go ahead and leave, for no other reason, just blue. I want you to start your comment that you leave in the video with blue if you made it to this point in the video. Matter of fact, hashtag blue6. We'll say that. I don't know who actually my loyal listeners are who are still at this point in the video 30 minutes in, still listening to me drone on. But I want you to tell me what your favorite gift is you've received, whether it be something that you've wanted for a long time, or just something that was very sentimental, or a gift that you're not going to forget for the rest of your life because of who gave it to you or what meaning it holds. That being said, I'm off to brew another pot. I love you all. I thank you all for being with me and listening to me ramble. I hope you have a wonderful night. Sweet dreams, all of you. Until the next time we sit down, cheers.